One of the best and most complete gameplay loops in Star Citizen as of 3.9 is the mining gameplay. And if you can afford the admittedly steep initial purchase of $155 to get the entry-level mining ship, the Prospector, then you can darn near print your own money in-game. Now, $155 isn't a lot of money for some, but for many, it's a ludicrous sum for a digital asset that has gameplay that may or may not change at a moment's notice. Having said that, I'm currently enjoying the way the ship handles and plays, except for the 3.7 hover mode debacle, which we will not discuss, and only have a few minor complaints and observations. This old gamer Tulituck here, and today I'll be looking at the Prospector and mining in Star Citizen 3.9. So the first thing I want to talk to is where to mine and why. Personally, for my money, it's got to be Yela. And now for those of you not yet playing or you don't know, Yela is technically the third moon around Stanton. It's named after the oldest of three siblings, featured in the 25th century tale, A Gift for Baba, and it's a watery, ice-encrusted, frozen wasteland that's perfect for mining. The thing I like about Yela is threefold. One, it's extremely close to a convenient place to offload your mined ore, making turnaround time extremely short. More on that in a sec. Two, it's very easy to get up and down off the surface of the planet quickly due to the very thin atmosphere. And finally, it has a very nice ring cluster around for the new mineable material, Quantonium, which I have yet to see anywhere else but in those rings. To prove my second point, what you just watched me do on screen was to target right around the edge of the planet a location, doesn't matter which one, fly to it, and then literally dump over backwards and go the way I came, and it will drop you out of the sky right onto the surface. This is the quickest way to get down to any planet. Now the way this works, once you are on the surface, or even in rings around Yela or some other planetary body, if you hit your tab key, you'll go into scanning mode. And the idea is you can then right click and hold and build up a powerful pulse that will go out there and scan for the various mining nodes. And so it becomes a matter of you hunting for that elusive node that you want to mine. And this really is the beginning of the first issue and jarring experience in mining. And it's that box you see appear right there. When you do finally find a mining node, the way that it shows up is to have this holographic box appear around it, and it's extremely jarring. It kind of pulls you out of the gameplay in order to illustrate where the node is. And frankly, I don't like this. This is one of my major complaints. I believe the whole idea behind the Prospector or any mining ship is that you should be able to actually prospect. Go up to any rock on the surface or in the ring and test it, see what's in it. I sincerely hope that this current implementation of how you find nodes is a temporary solution and that they have something more grandiose down the road, because really it's not good. Once you've found a rock, it's simply a matter of realizing whether or not you actually want to mine it. I'm going to go through and mine a bunch of rocks that I wouldn't normally mine just to demonstrate how it works. I'll give you an idea of exactly which rocks I would mine and why, based on a chart that I'll link down in the comments below. But the idea is you fill the rock full of power until it fractures. And you can actually see the fracture lines beginning to form as more and more power is absorbed into the rock. Now, you don't want to overload the rock, because if you overload it, it will explode, and if you're close enough, it will kill you. Once you've mined and fractured the rock and it has gone from that yellow highlight to the blue highlight, you then switch from fracture mode and into extraction mode, and you pull the rock in. Now, generally speaking, you want to pay very close attention to what you're mining. Remember, the name of the game here is to mine only stuff that's valuable. And if you pull in stuff that's not valuable or low percentage, you're going to get a lot of inert rock or things that are just not worth your time. So you want to maximize profit. In the future, they've promised us that ships like this one and the other miners would have the ability to sort out the inert or worthless material and allow you to dump out other ore. But for right now, that's not in at all. And so you have to be very careful what you mine, and you have to use your lasers to scoop up only those rocks that have a high percentage. And this sort of highlights my second complaint. Personally, I wish it were less aim, push button, and win, and more of a meta gameplay in which I would have to use my laser to kind of scoop out the parts of the rock that I actually want to collect, as opposed to the get everything that the rock has method that is employed right now. I'm hoping that down the road they'll give us a little more gameplay around extraction. And once storage is full, one of the most important things is to be very close to where you want to sell. And of course, the reason I said early on in the video that I prefer Yellow is because it is close to Port Olisar. Port Olisar is just a hop, skip, and jump away, orbiting Crusader, and that's where I do all of my selling. The nice thing about Yella is those rings have Quantonium, the new volatile raw material that will explode after 30 minutes, but is worth a lot. Like more than double than Vexillite if you can even find the stuff. So it's just a matter of quantuming back to Port Olisar, jumping out of the ship, and selling for max profit. Although in this case I didn't really get max profit because I really wasn't paying attention to what I was mining. So here's the thing. What to mine? That is always the question. Most miners out there have come up with their own resource key as to what to mine or not to mine. You can find several of these on the internet. This one happens to be mine. Over here you can see on the left I have the resource color-coded by whether or not I think you should mine them. The middle column is how much alpha UEC you get per unit, where a single unit is a 100th of an SCU. In essence, if it's red, don't bother mining it, it's just not worth your time. If it's gold, diamond, or titanium, or the yellow color, then only bother harvesting the rock if it's 40% or higher. With the Hephaestonite, or however you say that, 20%. It's hard to find, I don't see it very often. With Agricum, Laranite, Borase, Tranite, and Bexillite, pretty much if it's above 5%, mine it. And then with Quantanium, I would say any amount is worth mining, so long as it's one of the other resources on the list and not inert material. Sometimes you'll see an incredibly low Quantanium, like less than 1%, and everything else is inert material. Ignore that, move on to another rock. And that's it, guys. That's where I'm going to end this one. I really appreciate you guys. If you like what I'm doing on this channel, hit that thumbs up and like button. Comment down below of what you'd like to see, or make some suggestions. I'll make some videos on it. I'll see you next time.